It was the kind of rarefied, storybook ending that millions of bright-eyed little girls worldwide could only dream of, a breathtaking fairy tale romance culminating with a real-life prince sweeping an entrancingly beautiful commoner off her feet to whisk her away into his magical kingdom. For Rachel Meghan Markle, this vivid visions of becoming actual royalty transcended even her loftiest ambitions as a struggling young actress. Marrying Prince Harry meant instantaneously vaulting into the uppermost stratosphere of global celebrity while securing her place as a progressive, glamorous ambassador for the world's most famous monarchy. The opportunities to cultivate an unparalleled legacy of meaningful humanitarian work on the grandest stages imaginable seemed endless. And for a few fleeting years after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's triple Doppler media blitz of a royal wedding, it did indeed feel like the biracial American upstart had achieved the impossible. Here was the quintessential embodiment of modern, boundary-breaking aspiration, a self-made woman of both remarkable beauty and relentless hustle who bootstrapped herself from humble beginnings into becoming part of the very British establishment once deemed so unattainable for her gender and ethnicity. You could practically hear the triumphant shattering of antiquated glass ceilings echoing across realms. The world was Meghan's tankardrut for the taking. A dazzling future of enriching philanthropic pursuits combined with the unique platform to pioneer inspiring, unorthodox change from within one of society's oldest ruling classes seemed preordained. Hallowed halls once solely inhabited by aristocrats of pallid complexion and privileged inheritance were now hers to confidently stride through with purpose. The future Duchess of the far more modern meritocratic royal renaissance she envisioned, where titles were bestowed based upon authentic principles rather than birthright conformities, glistened brightly ahead. She could have had it all. Every possible resource and partnership at her newly minted royal fingertips to manifest an impactful legacy championing whatever worthy causes and progressive ideals she felt passionate about advancing on the global humanitarian stage. The intellectual capital of a 1,000-year lineage at her disposal to lend profundity and stateliness to Meghan's various messaging campaigns aimed at tackling society's most stubborn inequities. An immense war chest of funds and connections to channel direct support benefiting disadvantaged communities near and far. Plus the omnipresent, VIP supercharged media megaphone to resonate her benevolent messaging into every nook and cranny of human consciousness planet-wide. Simply put, the possibilities to enact substantive good and lasting impact were beyond limitless for the newly minted Duchess of Sussex. Yet, for reasons perhaps only a clinical psychologist could fully unpack, that stunningly gifted opportunity at generational grandeur was squandered nearly from the start. A mere 3 chaotic years after realizing her lifelong fantasies of donning an actual royal crown, Duchess Meghan abruptly detonated the entire fairy tale by defiantly abandoning her newly minted kingdom and fleeing for the soulless wasteland of celebrity excess, Montecito, California. There, she shed the persona of inspirational royal humanitarian and instead reinvented herself as a modern-day hustler of pseudo-luxury schlock products, an online grifter peddling laughably overpriced royal-adjacent Lark de los Muertos merchandise like Lilibet the Freckle Khaleesi embroidered aprons, illiterate memoirs, and other assorted tchotchkes to her deluded fan club of internet stan brigades. These consumer-addicted acolytes proved willingly defenseless against Meghan's tawdry brand saturation tactics of relentlessly merchandising herself and offspring like some real Beverly housewife promoting a makeup collab. It was a stunning about-face from traded hope-making to influence peddling that even the harshest royal family critics never envisioned occurring so fast. One popular London theatre troupe was so flabbergasted they began staging an off-off West End musical revue satirizing the metamorphosis called Meg Exit, a common princess redefined, replete with rollicking jams like The Plucky Ex-Cable Actress 19 Directions, and a showstopper climactic number entitled Blood Hoarders, Grifters, and Sweatpants Tuckers. I still struggle wrapping my head around how one becomes a literal duchess only to recklessly abandon such a supernaturally rare platform for facilitating immense global goodness, all in reckless pursuit of peddling a D-list celebrity lifestyle brand based around $38 smeared jam jars and seed-encrusted vellum packets like some amnesiac Marie Antoinette, bemoaned one longtime royal commentator on BBC's The Royal Roundup. Meghan essentially jettisoned the opportunity to spend decades helping the less fortunate in substantive, meaningful ways in favor of instead prioritizing hawking overpriced knickknacks and self-promotional pablandry to her myopic siphoning of YAS queen sycophants. It simply boggles the mind. Indeed, The explosive downward pivot represented more than just a mere wasted opportunity for charitable humanitarianism. It symbolized the total sabotage of the Duchess's chance to rebrand the firm itself from a noble but progressively archaic aristocracy into a beacon of forward-focused, equitable governance in the hypermodern age. Moving seamlessly between worlds with her ability to fluently code-switch, Meghan was uniquely postured to masterfully blend the most contemporary principles of pluralism with the institutional wisdom carried through 1,000 years of seasoned statecraft. She had been handed a once-in-a-generation chance to gently transform musty old-world notions into refreshed paradigms, unlocking new pathways of connection with people globally across all identity strata. To helm the iconic House of Windsor into a culturally uplifting, fully representative, and supremely relevant 21st-century model for progressive monarchies everywhere. Instead, that God-given opportunity was immolated on the cult of self-pyre she stoked with narcissistic overconsumption and perpetual grudge marketing against her former family. A devastatingly historical scenario of wasted potential if ever there were one. Here was someone with truly remarkable receptiveness to manifesting change from within calcified institutions, a shrewd communicator straddling diverse intersections of experience who could have organically converted so many systemic rigidities in the British Crown's old traditions into revitalized ones more inclusive for all peoples, remarked royal expert Crippen Worthington. But through her own myopic cycles of self-defeating choices and pettiness, Meghan tragically cauterized any avenues towards that bright future. And for what? Bespoke overpriced pantsuits and encrusted ham snacks. Such a damn shame. As the former Duchess's brand visibility faded from novelty into sad self-parody, any residual aspirations of recapturing that squandered fairy tale grew dimmer by the day. Sure, the occasional Sussex-adjacent product offering might still warrant feverish click-throughs from a dwindling coterie of morbidly curious hate-watchers or obsessives hoarding up the latest merch drop. But the inevitable obscurity into which she was descending at an accelerating pace could no longer be outrun. The formerly beguiling biracial princess who captured so many hearts promising a bold new era of compassionate leadership was effectively over, replaced full stop by a garish celebrity sideshow impresario who had been consumed by her own perpetual dissatisfaction after gloriously failing upwards one time too many. She nakedly and callously sacrificed incomparable grace and generational legitimacy at the altar of profiteering off her very identity and progeny. In the karmic cyclone of blown chances and opportunities self-immolated, Meghan now found herself reduced, a purveyor of royal-adjacent chicken feed, overpriced jam packets, and tawdry tablecloths forever trapped peddling an unsaleable, inconsistent jumble of who she really was and who the world thought they were getting. Just a rich woman infamous for famously rationalizing her irrelevance.